Hey guys, it's Hannah and this is Bookworms Talk, and today I thought I would take you with me while I decide what books I want to bring on vacation with me. I thought this was like a fun, casual video where I would get to chat with you guys in the comments. It's been a long time since I've uploaded. I'm very happy that you are still here, and I would love to chat with you about favorite books that you've discovered recently, while also packing different books that I'm going to bring or possibly bring with me on vacation. One I do know that I for sure am going to bring is In the Veins of the Drowning. This is sirens and a fantasy. Honestly, to be totally honest, I was told a summary from someone online and was like, oh yeah, that sounds amazing. And so I ordered it and I've since forgotten what the summary is, which is not a bad thing because I actually love being surprised. If I know too much, I guess too accurately. So I'm definitely bringing that. I'm psyched about that. And another one, well, I have to pick one of these. I'm not letting myself bring both, but I'm behind on my Emily Henry reads. Normally, as they come out, I just read them, but for some reason I'm behind. So I'm between this, which leans a little bit more literary fiction, less romance, and this, which I think kind of is more, I don't want to say run of the mill, but like typical Emily Henry vibes. So the mood reader in me says you need to bring this for like the literary fiction vibes, but I do have a lot on my Kindle that fit that bill, so I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm also considering bringing One Dark Window, but it just occurred to me that this is, I think, on Kindle Unlimited, so if it is, I will just download that. Another one I'm thinking of bringing, this one's called Radiance. Two peoples brought together by the trappings of duty and politics will discover that they are destined for each other, even as powers from a hostile kingdom scheme to tear them apart. I loved the writing in Master of Crows, and I've kind of told myself I need to read her entire backlist because it felt so medieval and accurate and like a fantasy, but not like how you read fantasies now, like an older fantasy. I don't quite know how to describe that. This is a shorter one. It's a little less than 300 pages, but there's not a lot of paragraph breaks for dialogue. Like it's all within a paragraph, so they're denser blocks of text. So despite that it's a shorter length, I think it will feel like nearing a 400-page book is my guess. And this next one is a silly thing, but I'm absolutely bringing it because I'm going with a friend, and the vibe is relax and read and enjoy outside and socialize and stuff. So we're gonna have lots of like downtime to read, and something we always talk about is building our vocabularies. As a writer, I'm always trying to pick up new stuff, and you never know where inspiration will strike. In a thesaurus, in a vocabulary builder, perhaps. We will see. Now I'm going to move over to Kindle Unlimited and show you what books I'm thinking about downloading just for the trip. So here are the books I have on Kindle Unlimited, as well as a couple of ARCs. First off, I'm going to start with When the Moon Hatched. I've heard that this is more of a high fantasy, a lot of background lore, and it is a very, very chunky book. So if I'm in the mood for something that involves a bit more attention, I will go for this. Then I have Reign of Shadows and Endings. Sorry, the text of the title is a bit hard to read. I might have said that wrong. I've heard that this one is more like somber and dark. This one is like a light fantasy. It's the Parallel series by Al O'Rourke, and this one is supposed to be kind of Outlander-esque, real world kind of historical vibe, but also fantasy because there's like time travel. And a nonfiction one I've thrown in here because I'm trying to hit all the moods. I have plot romance fiction. I am always writing, always, or thinking about it at the very least, and I just threw this in here because I saw it was available in Kindle Unlimited. And next I have Phantasma. I heard that this is like a trials fantasy, so if I'm wanting some action, this is absolutely where I'm going to go. I do remember this being in third person, as well as the next one is also in third person. It's a contemporary romance by Ava Wilder called Some Kind of Famous. I got this as an ARC, and all of her books are always so poignant. I'm in the mood for contemporary, that's where I'm going to go, but you're going to see a theme here. I'm in a fantasy mood right now. The Desire of Fate is admittedly a fantasy that I've forgotten what it's about, and I kind of love going into stuff blind. And after that, we have Unsteady. This is, I believe, a contemporary romance. There's ice skating, obviously, and I'm such a sucker for those kinds of books. I loved, like, From Lukov with Love, and I wish there were more ice skating books. After that, we have Moonstruck. I read the first in this series called Star-Crossed, and I loved that. It's like a sci-fi but fantasy. I don't know. Some sci-fis like sci-fi romances, have enough fantasy elements that I almost want to call it a fantasy. Indigo Ridge for if I'm feeling like a romantic suspense, which is what I believe this is. I also have Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt, and I love her writing so much. I know this one is such a heartbreaker, so I'm not sure I'll read this on vacation, but if I'm in the mood for a contemporary break my heart kind of book, I'm going to go there. And Deep Cuts is one that I've had recommended to me because I liked How to Kill a Rock Star so much. After that, I have Whispers of the Deep. I think this is set in Atlantis or like an Atlantis adjacent kind of situation. So this is a bit of a different beat kind of fantasy. And Metal Slinger is one that I've absolutely just got because I kept hearing about it. And The Silversmith is a YA slow burn. I also have The Tea Rose, which is a historical fiction I've had recommended to me for literally 10 years. So I grabbed it. I thought maybe if I'm in the mood for historical fiction, because I have been kind of itching to read The Bronze Horseman, but that is just so devastating. That is not the energy I need to bring with me on vacation. I also have The High Dive. It looks really fun, but like there's a lot of class discussion and it seems more contemporary. There are romantic elements. Like I think it's an enemies to lovers, but I think it's going to lean literary fiction perhaps, or maybe just like standard fiction. We'll see. And A Fate of Wrath and Flame. Is that what that says? Sorry, I'm reading this on the smallest screen ever. This is by K.A. Tucker, and I love her book so much. She wrote under a pen name a couple other erotica series, and I absolutely devoured them, and I fully expect to do the same with this. This is a fantasy series that I think is new adult. Spark of the Everflame, definitely more YA. I've hemmed and hawed about reading this for a while because I'm like, I just don't know if it's going to be my thing, but I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe not this vacation, but maybe this vacation, you know? I'm putting it on there. We'll see. And after that, I have Wildest Dreams by Kristen Ashley. I've never actually read one of her books. This is like a portal, I'm assuming it's a portal fantasy where a human gets put into like this perhaps alien world, perhaps a fantastical like magic world, has to figure out how to survive there. And it reminds me a lot of The Aspect and the Anchor series in summary at least. So I want to see if it is indeed like that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. It's so good to see you again. I hope to chat with you down there in the comments. And I want to hear about what books you've been loving lately over the past 2 years since we've talked last. And a quick aside, I have been active that whole time on Instagram. So if I ever disappear, you can probably find me there. But I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. So I hope you guys stick around. It's good to be back. I'll talk to you later. Bye.